Hey, aloha, everybody. Michelle Melendez with blossominnerwellness.com and standtogetherhawaii.com. This is also on the Voice of Kona Radio, 100.5 FM. Mahalo so much for listening on the radio or watching online. So much is going on, and you spending your time with me just shortly, I really appreciate it. And I want to also do a shout out to the sponsor of my channel because I do this on my own time, and that is aceofcoins.com. If you want to learn how to lower your taxes or be tax-free lawfully, so you don't go to jail, this guy knows how to do that. He also knows how to help you license your biometric data, your face, your image that's being used by big tech, and he knows how to help you buy Bitcoin tax-free, as well as so many other things that he can support you with. So that's Ace of Coins, ACEOFCOINS.com. Go ahead and check him out. Let him know Michelle sent you. This is going to be a video on basically Hawaii, Big Island's general plan, but it's something that each one of us needs to look at for our own community. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But before I do that, I want to share one more piece of Hawaiian information, and that is this shaka. So somebody was like, Michelle, what are you putting up? One person said a while back, is that the devil sign? No, the devil sign is this, okay? That's the devil sign, peak, index and pinky, that is the devil sign. This is a shaka, okay? This is when we see people on the islands and we're just like, throw them a shaka. This is a throw, hey, yo, what's up? It's hang loose. It's, hey, I see you. How you doing? That's what this means. Also, I've been told, and I haven't done too much research into it, but I've been told that sailors used to use this as a navigation, and they'd put their pinky on the horizon and the thumb on the star that doesn't ever move. I can't remember what that's called right now. The central star. Anyway, you guys are going to put it in the notes and let me know what that is. But the one star that doesn't move, and that would help them navigate, is what I was told. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is not a devil sign. This is a shaka, and it means hang loose. How are you? I see you. I recognize you. I acknowledge you. So that's what this is. Okay. I want to do a screen share and I want to show you success, major success, super excited about this success. Remember, we were all freaking out about 3381. Lili Community District, this would have given the entire west coast of Maui government board for 9 people. 9 people would have been able to govern over the entire west coast of Maui. It was an absolute fascist and authoritarian bill, SB 3381. It has died. So if I had an applause machine, I'd be playing it right now. Yay! It has died. This other bill has died as well, and that's 2693. And this is relating to historic and cultural preservation. This one has died too, and I don't want to go too much into that, but these 2 bills, you can look at them up on Hawaii State Legislature, and it's capital.hawaii.gov, capital.hawaii.gov. So House Bill 2693 has died, and more importantly than ever, SB 3381 has died. Super happy about that. So I want to go into the general plan. That other thing I'll share with you guys later. So again, look at your planning department, because as Rosa Corey has said, is that our planning departments are where they're going to be bringing in fascism and taking away freedoms. And this bill really sets that up, or this plan. Now, I do want to do a quick stop share. If you are on the Big Island, or even if you're not, and you just want to send an email into the general plan, the majority of the people that should be doing that are people who live on the Big Island. But if you just want to say, hey, yo, I live in Normandy and I freaking love the Big Island, and this plan, sucks and it's total fascist or whatever you want to say, I'm going to actually give you guys reasons what happened with this, what is going on with this bill. Not bill, this general plan that we can comment on. So the majority of people who should be commenting are people who live on the islands. Let me just say this. The word stakeholder is written in this plan 47 times. They don't define who the stakeholders are and exactly what do they have stake in on the Big Island. The word we're going to partner with government is written 24 times. Okay, what government? What part of the government? Why are you going to partner with the federal government? Why is the state going to partner with them? They're separate. They're supposed to be separate. And in those of you who know, I know this is not a state. Okay, that is an occupied territory. Another topic. But and then also the word private and nonprofit agencies are going to partner with private and nonprofit agencies. That was written 20 times in this plan. The words they're going to partner with homeowners and general public was written zero times. We have 47 times for stakeholders, 24 times for partnering with the government, 20 times for partnering with private agencies, and 0 times for partnering with homeowners and regular general population. That's an issue. That's an issue. So let me just do a screen share. I'm going to go through this. I do want to say much mahalo to Corey, who basically she's the one that went through this. I was actually wanting somebody to go through the plan and break it down, and she really did an amazing job. So most of these comments are hers. I have myself and a friend who works for national security who lives on the Big Island has also gone through this, and we put in our own comments. So you guys can actually send this. You can email general plan at hawaiicounty.gov. General plan at hawaiicounty.gov. I'm going to send you the link to this Hawaii general plan comments, and you can send this. And what I would highly recommend that you do is that you actually do an email that says, I agree with this plan, or I agree with most of this plan, and then put in your own comments. Because what that will do is that'll take this plan, that the comments that we have written in this document, and it'll strengthen it. So if more people write in and say, I agree with most of this plan or most of these comments, and you send this link that I'm going to share with you, it's in the description. It's in the description. I'll send the email and the link to this. All you got to do is send them an email saying, I'm commenting on Hawaii's general plan 2045. I'll even put the subject, and then add your own notes, add whatever comments you want, and just say, I am agreeing with most or all of the comments that are written here, and here is this link for these other comments. So let's go through these comments. And again, mahalo, much mahalo to Corey, because wow, I could not have done this like this lady. She definitely knows her stuff. Okay, here we go. Hawaii, I'm not going to read the whole thing, just some major points. Comments on Hawaii County General Plan 2045, September 2023 draft. And again, this is something you guys can use if you don't live on the islands. So general comments, suggest subtitle, stewardship plan for Hawaii County. That's actually great. Stewardship plan. And I would even say husbandry plan for Hawaii County. Stewardship plan, Hawaii County. I love it. So this is what her comments are for this woman who's read this over 200-page plan. Okay. The plan lacks presentation and relevant issues, proposes some harmful initiatives, contains garbled language, this is very true, and lacks vital public input. There is no clear plan for strengthening the infrastructure and power grid against space weather. And I'm going to share some things with you around that. And I just said it earlier, stakeholders are stated in the document nearly 50 times, 47 times to be exact. Who are the stakeholders? And partners with the government. What private and non-private agencies are involved in this process. It is deeply concerning that partnership with landowners and the general public is not stated anywhere. You guys, this is a general plan for the Big Island of Hawaii, 2045, and the partnership with landowners and general public is not stated anywhere in this plan. It's all stakeholders, government, private agencies, nonprofit agencies. It's concerning. That's a huge concern. The plan should not be finalized until the state legislation session is over. The governor is done signing vetoing bills, and the override deadline has passed to allow for accommodation of relevant changes. This is, this woman, she dots her I's and crosses her T's. She's a badass. The document appears to be a template handed down, very much a template handed down from the United Nations Agenda 21 initiative that is using human-based climate change models to implement a one world government. These are comments from my friend who works in national security for over 30 years. These are some of her comments. Thousands of scientists have come forward explaining that the human effect on climate is minuscule, except man-made geoengineering beyond the control of the public. And that's true. That's called the chemtrails and whatnot. As compared to our sun, there is some type of climate thing going on. I am going to share I'm going to share a site that you guys can look at that will explain this better. Because if you guys are going, oh, Michelle, you're crazy conspiracy theorist. Now you're talking about space weather. Just wait a second, because Obama has something that he put out that I'm going to share the link with you so you can see it for yourself. The document contains no explanation how the county will handle a breakdown of critical infrastructure, supply chain, energy communications due to impending space weather solar events in which the federal government has been diligently preparing for, because they have. This document lacks sufficient detail in many areas to include tables and maps. There's no appendix, you guys. There's no appendix. And this woman who has been writing comments about the Hawaii General Plan for 30 years, she says she's never seen a plan not have an appendix. This plan has no appendix. Why? Because it's a template from the United Nations. It was I feel and I believe, and I cannot verify this, but I believe that the Hawaii people didn't write it. I believe that it is some type of template that they just took and they just put together, kind of willy-nilly, because there are so many things in this plan that do not have explanations. There are abbreviations, 3 letters for a company. They don't explain who they are. They are not transparent about what they want in this plan at all. And like the comments also say, is there's no critical breakdown for critical infrastructure. They don't have actually a plan for it. So this general plan needs to be revised. And I'm going to stop screen one more time. I was just talking to John Jade of Ace of Coins, and he said, create your own plan. So I'm on board with that. If anybody here on the Big Island wants to help me create a plan, a Hawaii plan that's going to move us into the future for our infrastructure, for our energy, let's do it. We are people. We can actually create our own plan and use our services, which are for the public, to implement that. Let's do it. Let's be, instead of defensive, let's be offensive. If you're on board with me, email me. I'll leave my email. My email is in the description. Say, I want to help with Hawaii's general plan, and let's make it happen, you guys. So I'm going to go through again this. So again, you guys, please write to generalplan@hawaiicounty.gov and let them know your thoughts. You can send this. I'll leave what to say and a possible subject that you can copy in the description. So take a look at that. And if you are not on the island, then please model this for your own community. This document lacks sufficient detail in many aspects, including tables, maps. Syntax is sometimes garbled. Few acronyms are explained. These are notes indicating information that may be added later. Table of contents and appendix is missing. Concerns raised by comments need to be addressed, and another round of public meetings held before the plan goes to the Planning Commission and County Council. Okay, the comment period needs to be extended, absolutely. The document is too vague, and the Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct of the American Institute of Certified Planners shall provide timely, adequate, clear, and accurate information on planning issues to all affected persons and to government decision makers. Okay, so this is really, really, this plan, it needs to be totally revised. Let me go down. There is, this is a part that I wanted to share from my friend. Again, she works for national security and she knows way more about this stuff than me, but this is what she had written. Climate mitigation is part of the plan. A great deal of content is based on climate mitigation from human-based climate change, which has a minuscule effect on the Earth's overall climate. More than 99% of the climate effects are driven by solar activity cycles and space weather. And I want to scroll down to here. In October 26, President Obama issued the following executive order coordinating efforts to prepare the nation for space weather events. And let's just go here. Let's open this up so you guys can see that what she's saying is true. This is not a conspiracy. This is not misinformation. This is actual truth. And it's something that we all need to take a look at. Executive Order 13744, coordinating efforts to prepare the nation for space weather events. This is from govinfo.gov is where you can find this. And the date is October 13th, 2016. The president is Barack Obama. And the subject is natural disasters, preparedness efforts, natural disasters, space weather events, coordinating efforts. Okay, this executive order was published in the Federal Register on October 18th. And the publisher was the Office of the Federal Register, National Archives and Records Administration. So this is real stuff that we're talking about. I know a lot of times people go, oh, that's conspiracy theories, but no, this stuff is real. Why did Trump create Space Force? Okay, why is Elon Musk up there doing his thingamajig or whatever he's doing? Got to think about this stuff. So I'm going to scroll down because you guys can read that. It's in the description. She talks a lot about solar, just different things around this topic. So this is in the description. This whole comment thing is in the description. The next thing is nuclear. Now, I did have somebody write to me about nuclear power plants that he has worked in many nuclear power plants, and he believes them to be safe. I'm not so sure about that because I personally haven't. And what I see about nuclear scares the bejeebies out of me, especially when we live on an active volcano with lots of earthquakes. But here's the thing. Nuclear energy, this was on page 15 of the Hawaii General Plan, and it states that they want to use it for energy. But this is section 8. No nuclear fission power plant shall be constructed or radioactive material disposed of in the state, and this is Hawaii, Big Island, without the prior approval of 2/3 vote in each house of legislation. So the planning department can't put this through without 2/3 vote in each house. That's just what they have on the in legislation in the law. So I will let you guys read through that as well. They talk about waste to energy. This is, let's see here, 2 waste to energy proposals in 2008 and 2015 for Hawaii Island were rejected after months of division debate. It was concluded that the island doesn't generate enough garbage. Oahu taxpayers are paying penalties to Hawaii Power because Oahu can't generate enough waste to fulfill the contract. So it actually looks like it'll be way more expensive to put something like this in here on the Big Island. And they also talk about different ways to do this, sustainable development and resilient communities. So we're talking about land use. Okay, this is what they say for land use. The current regulatory process dictates that the state Land Use Commission must preside over boundary amendments that exceed 15 acres, which limits the efficiency of ensuring consistency in the land use permit. Okay, this was my comment. The Land Use Commission protections against unwise development should be maintained when it comes to outside large-scale developers. However, property owners should not have more regulations and rules than they already have. And that was my 2 cents on that. So because they're wanting to rezone things, you guys. They're wanting to rezone things, and they're not saying rezone to what. They're just saying we're going to rezone. Here it is. This is what Corey has put in. I believe this is part of hers. Coordinate with the Department of Health to address unique land use situations on the island related to individual wastewater systems and prioritization of resources. Okay, and then she wrote, clarification is needed on the meaning of land use situations. I absolutely agree with that. Explain clearly what the rezoning will be and clarify if ag land will be affected. Absolutely agree with that. Transparency is needed on what the preferred land use permit is. The current system should remain, so developments are proposed one by one, and agencies and communities have time and energy to address impacts. So they're doing a lot of stuff that will rezone. They want to rezone things and not tell us what they are. That's really dangerous. I'm going to just share a quick story. You know, I live on a farm, and not too long ago, somebody wanted to change the zoning for a part of the coast. It was right on the coast, right close by to us, and he wanted to make it a park. And he didn't want to go through all of the processes that did that. And I can't remember the reason, the whole story. And so, but one of our people here was like, you can't do that. You can't. And I think it was a private property at the time, and it was zoned residential or something. But they wanted to, and there was a reason why he wanted to do a park. So I'm not telling the story as well as I would like. So I'm going to get that information and get back to you guys on that. But it was a really good thing that one of our people here on the farm actually stood up against that and said, "Hey, no, you're not doing that." That was actually really good. That does set a precedence for making it so that people can't just rezone things when they want to rezone something. Oh, let's rezone this, and it's okay. No, it's not okay. Absolutely not. So let me go back to, here's the policies people can look at. And again, you guys can just send this to the general plan at hawaiicounty.gov and just say, I agree with this, or I agree with most of this, and here are my comments. Add your comments, but send this off. Oh, this is great. Climate change threats. Collaborate with, this is 3.3, collaborate with government, private, and non-private agencies and other stakeholders to monitor impacts that may be specific to Hawaii County due to its unique exposure to climate change and sea level impacts. Okay, Hawaii County needs to be the first and foremost collaborative with the general public. Transparency is needed. These are the comments. Transparency is needed on exactly how government agencies, private corporations, nonprofit agencies are involved, and explain who these stakeholders are. Who are these people? Are they the same stakeholders that created the smart city in Maui in 2011 and 2016? Are they the same stakeholders that is stated in it was the governor was talking about something about stakeholders. I can't remember what it was, but they're all over the place, you guys, these stakeholders in Hawaii. The planning department should take into consideration that over 1,900 scientists, actually it was 1,600 scientists from around the world have signed a declaration that there's no climate emergency. Climate change has been occurring on this planet ever since it was created. Okay, climate change is happening right now. It's happened all day long. But and then this one here, John Coleman, the founder of the Weather Channel, the first meteorologist on Good Morning America in the 1970s, the winner of the Meteorologist of the Year award by the U.S. Association of Meteorology in 1982, spent 60 years studying the weather. His presence, his view that there is no significant man-made global warming. And this is a PowerPoint that you guys can look at, and as well as the planning department can take a look at that. And that's from John. That's not from me. These are from actual scientists from around the world. So there's that. I talked about a little bit waste to energy. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. Okay, this here, urban expansion reserve allows for a mix of high density, medium density, low density, industrial commercial mix, or natural designations in areas where growth may be desirable, but where specific settlements and infrastructure have not been determined. Okay, this should be deleted. Mixing housing, industry, and natural uses can result in severe impacts on safety, health, and natural resources, plus division, time consuming, and energy draining, controversy over planned uses. This is what we're talking about. They have another area in here where it says density, where it says bringing clustered, there it is, amend the zoning code and subdivision code to establish clustered rural subdivision. You guys, what does that mean? It means housing on top of each other. Are we Big Island? Are we people that have houses on top of each other? That's not who we are. That's not how we live. But this is in the priority actions on page 60. amend the zoning code and subdivision code to establish clustered rural subdivision. And the meaning of clustered rural subdivision, PUD should be explained. We do not want clustered housing. I put that in there. Support the active use of productive agricultural lands. That's a good one. A policy to support small scale agriculture should be added. Okay, so this is in this plan, you guys. We do not, if you are living on the Big Island and you don't want a big old cluster F, then, with a bunch of houses on top of each other, please send in an email, one email. All you got to do is send an email with this link and say, I agree with all of this or most of this. Add a couple sentences of your own and you're done. Take 30 seconds. Everything you need is in the description. Copy paste, one email sent, one place. Super easy to do. So, but let's do that, you guys. The more of us do it, the more powerful this comment, this Hawaii General Plan comments will be. Okay, provide flexibility to allow for adequate compatible use of large-scale agriculture with industrial components such as carbon sequestration. Okay. There's no proof carbon sequestration will be effective. It is expensive, obtrusive. The entire premise of global warming from CO2 is unfounded. It is expensive, and earthquakes, eruptions, flood, and other events can release carbon stored underground. CO2 only make up 0.04% of our atmosphere and is necessary for photosynthesis. So here's the thing. They think that we don't know Science 101. Here's Science 101, you guys. You breathe carbon dioxide. The plants breathe carbon dioxide and release oxygen. And what do you breathe? Oxygen. Okay? So it is a very synergistic role here. The Cretaceous period had way more carbon than we do now. And what happened? The plants were ginormous, huge plants. And there was actually a study done. I can't remember, I want to say Antarctica, but I'm not sure. But these scientists went into a room with a lot more plants that had a lot more carbon dioxide, and they actually grew 2 inches. And I can't remember where that's at, but it wasn't even an intentional experiment. It was like an accident that they found that happened. So we need carbon, you guys. We need carbon dioxide. That's just, if you don't know Science 101, then you're going to believe this, that carbon's killing the planet. But if you kill off these plants, guess what? We die. Okay? That's just the way it works. So we need carbon. Yay, carbon. I love carbon. It's awesome. Okay. Let's see here. Conduct studies, reviews, development, properties designated. Okay. This is, I believe this was Corey that wrote this part. Conduct a study to review a maximum developable area consideration for properties designated as productive agricultural lands. This should be deleted. Private property ag land should not be considered for anything other than what the property owner desires. It should not be considered for maximum development. Yeah, shouldn't be considered for maximum development. It's a little concerning there. Okay, let's see here. Create and adopt a county agriculture tourism program. I don't think I did this one. This plan is ridiculous idea. Private landowners don't want to be disturbed. It also a liability with livestock. So this is just a lot. I'm going to scroll down. This is 13 pages now. Is it 13 pages now? Let me look. Yeah, 13 pages out of 21. So we actually got it down some. But what is really important is at the toward the bottom here, need more transparency, no missing pieces. General plan with no missing pieces. Appendix A is missing, and there are several notes with apparently incomplete information. This was the county should not cut or trim any trees without the approval of from the Arborist Advisory Committee. I agree with that. There should be sentences with more complete information. Agree with that. The government should be removed and replaced with county. I agree with that. Collaborating with the county versus collaborating with the government. Who's up for that? Me. Yeah. collaborating with the county. We don't want to, why are we bringing in the federal government to with our plan? Have we ever done that? Has Hawaii Planning Department ever collaborated with the government, private and nonprofit agencies and stakeholders in the past? Are those words always in the general plan? I'd like to know that. I don't know the answer to that. There should be ample opportunity for public comment, transparency regarding which codes will be audited. Absolutely. CIP, so revamp of CIP process. CIP should be explained. Anybody know what CIP is? Proposed changes should be more fully described. This is all in the general plan, you guys. So we're just supposed to go, oh yeah, this looks great. No. So I think that's it. So that's 13 pages. And it's a lot. It went down from 21. So if you agree with that or most of it, please copy the link, copy the paste what I have for you in the description, send it in. If you don't live on the island, if you want to just say, hey, I don't live on the island, but I am concerned about the general plan because I do eventually want to go to Big Island, then please do that as well. So the more people of us that do that, the more stink we make, the more power that we have together. Because why? Because we are standing together. Also, if you want to help me create a plan for Hawaii, for Big Island, let's do it. Instead of being defensive, let's be offensive. And let's say, here's our plan. This is the people's plan. We've created it together. And we want this plan. And I think I'm going to work on that a little bit. See what happens. So again, email me in the description below. All right, you guys, that's my message for this video. Great Spirit. Wow. This is quite intense. And I know that the journey is getting to the climax at some point. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but it's coming. It's showing up. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for the community that I have in online community and the radio community. And so grateful for the knowing that I'm not alone. And I know that everybody listening is not alone. And even though this world seems absolutely ludicrous at times, Great Spirit, there is a higher purpose. And that higher purpose is to awaken the masses, to see the truth, that we don't have to live in enslavement, which we have been, that we don't have to give our power away, which we have been, that we can actually stand up and do what is ours to do and do what is right for not only for our future, but for our Keiki's future. So I just know, Great Spirit, that you are guiding each one of us through our hearts, through our intuition. I know that that is happening, and I just send anybody a little spark of hope right now that needs it around the world. And all those people who are hearing this, if they don't live on the islands, that they be inspired to check out their own planning department and make a stand for what they know to be right for their own freedom, for their children, and for their children's children. And now is the time to do that. So I know that everybody who's hearing my voice has it within them to do that. Thank you, Great Spirit. I know it is done, and so it is. Okay, you guys, sending you much aloha from Big Island.